Hello, this is day 3 of De-Stress You Challenge, and it's my second time of doing the whole challenge. I've had the exact same thing happen with very few people coming, but the good thing is that one person came yesterday, Rachel. Hurrah, Rachel! And also I know that last time a few people followed through later, which is brilliant. So today's is about intuition, and I did share quite a bit of information in the group. So if you're only just seeing this randomly, if you go into the De-Stress You Challenge group for 2025, April, then you will see the information about that. It kind of is called intuition, but it covers quite a few things like the tools that we might use in this program, and I'll work through those. These cards, which I'm going to show you 3 of, I actually as well early this morning, because I had a really hard day yesterday, something personal going on, but I shared 3 of the De-Stress You cards, and it's random again. So sometimes the way intuition works is we think things are random, but in actual fact, they're not. I'd like to share an example, but I can't. It's too personal. But something like that happened to me, for me and my son yesterday, and I would say what happened. It wasn't a bad thing. I wouldn't know if it was good or not, but it was meant to happen. But those things sometimes people don't understand, and intuition is really quite magical, really, and it links with the universe and the cosmic guidance that we get. And there's languages going on, there's little signs, it's very subtle at times, and that's the thing, that it's hard to kind of just teach that out of nowhere to people. But what I'm doing is giving people tiny hints. I don't know it at all. I know bits and pieces, and I've practiced it over a few years, and that's why I'm doing this. I've built it into the De-Stress You program because it's kind of an untapped source of help people could use. And I think, to be honest, stress management is probably a little bit done to death. I do get the feeling perhaps people are worn out with it and they're a bit bored of it, and they just say, oh, de-stress, no, I'm bored with that. But what I've tried to do is do some things which are a little bit different in it and might appeal to people that, haven't really looked at the subject before in a different way. So the cards, I'd like to talk about them because I commissioned them with a friend called Lara Spearman, who's a lovely artist and amazing talent, really. And we got some beautiful illustrations done. I have shared these many times. I just thought I'd do it again. I like them so much. And what I did was channel some messages. And that was actually, if I'm honest, during the lockdown, which seems like forever ago. What was it, 4 years ago? 2019, 2020. We're 25 now, 5 years. But I've used these myself, and some people have used them and they quite like them. So what I did was pick 3 randomly, and the ones I picked, I wondered if people would like to choose 1 out of 3, and I gave you the titles. So I chose autumn, I chose water, and I chose rainbow. But unless you've got the cards, you wouldn't really know what the message is. And it would be lovely if someone had reported, I haven't seen any messages saying they had, sort of chosen one of them. But I'll read the messages out. So just so if you had already chosen a card, now you know what the message is. And for autumn, it is relax and just organise your belongings, room, and don't rush. Originally, and that's a lovely picture there with, it's got an owl, it's got a butterfly. I just chose that message randomly a bit with autumn, but it was kind of autumn feels a bit laid back, doesn't it? After the rush of summer or the heat of summer, getting things going in spring and so on. But autumn's a lovely laid back season. So that was the message with that one. Water is, and by the way, autumn is one of the seasons suits. So there are 4 seasons in the cards. Water is one of the elements. It's the element suit. And that's the beautiful picture. They're quite ethereal. They're like characters that Lara's sort of devised, really, and beautiful. And it says, be in the flow, you can create more with this element. We assist with emotions, feel more and think less. And so these are like oracle cards, really. And the idea really is that they're simple. And if anyone hasn't used them before, they're not scary. They're not like tarot. Not that tarot is really scary, but once you start using it, you get used to it. You understand more of some of the messages, and you understand it's not that scary. But oracle cards are really like a softer version of that, really. These, of course, it's a really small pack, so there's only 16. I've also got rainbow. And that's part of the universe suit. So I have other things in there. I think the moon's in there. I can't actually remember because I haven't looked at them for a while. But each suit has got 4 cards in. And the rainbow message is the rainbow will show you good luck. The rainbow assists you to be more creative. And if you look at the picture, I love that one. It's so creative. And on the back, we've got this one, which is actually one of the cards, which is stars. And message of that, and that's on all the cards actually, is you see magic in the stars, wish for something new, and they ask the angels to assist. So they're just like little random cards, but I'd be really fascinated if you told me which one you picked. So we use them in the classes that I've devised, and also we use lots of other tools, and some of these just link in with really ancient healing properties, and even really some of them with real deep wisdom. The cards are actually intuitive and a bit magical, I would say that, because I helped devise them. And we've already talked about the chakras yesterday, and they're part of it as well. Today as well, going to run through positive affirmations, which might help. So what are the other tools that we use? I'm just really recapping what I sent out already. We use crystals, and crystals, what I'm doing is just showing you little tools, and there is generally one module for each subject that we're covering in De-Stress You. And we've got a module about crystals, we've got one about essential oils, we've got one on meditation and breath work, we've got 2 on the chakras, and we've got one, and the positive affirmations are part of that. And we do include yoga a little bit as well in the last one, involving chakras and balancing them. And those are some of the things we use. So crystals might be rose, it might be quartz, it might be amethyst, and we use smoky quartz and things. And we use crystals in little healing. I've got 3 or 4 examples of healing and how to use the crystals. So that would be for someone that isn't used to using crystals. They can try it out and so on. And essential oils, we do a tiny bit of massage, might do a bit of hand massage. We waft the oil into our aura, and again we're using them in a subtle way. And you can use your oils as well in burners, and we go into more detail in the module about the oils. And the oracle cards I've already spoken about, and they do link in with intuition, because once you start using those cards, you might then be interested in other cards, and there are a myriad of those in the market now. A lady I know who I did a reading or 2, she had created these amazing ones called warrior cards with messages, and just like me with these ones, she got messages coming through herself, and they were really good. She created them probably better than I've done mine, although the illustrations I love of mine from Lara, but hers are really lovely and wise as well. And I've used them a bit. So breath work as well, we did an example of that. I think it was on the first day, and it was dragon breath. I didn't do it brilliantly, but we also use other techniques as well. And obviously we use meditation, and we use the chakra information, which helps with knowledge to do with healing, and where we might have health glitches. It actually was interesting to do, even if it's just me doing it and the one person that turned up, to look at what are the issues with some of the chakras that I've had, and they are very definite. I can definitely see a pattern, and I can vaguely trace some of those things back to my past. So it sort of helps you understand more about sometimes why things occur. And we sort of go into more detail, obviously, in the modules. I've also got basic yoga positions, and yoga's amazing, as people know, to help with muscles, relaxing and stretching. Particularly in the last module in the De-Stress You manual is really about dealing with blocks in the chakras and some suggested techniques to help with that. So tips to keep your chakras in balance. And yoga is an amazing thing to practice to help with that and just to relax us anyway. So I'd love to know, like I said, actually in the information, what out of those tools, the cards, the crystals, the essential oils, meditation, chakra information, positive affirmations, basic yoga, which ones have you used? And do you use intuition at all? If so, is it daily? Is it random? And are you aware of it? So, but which tools have you used? I'm really interested in knowing. And do you go with the flow? When someone might say, do you go with the flow? And do you go with your gut feeling? And the gut, as we know, and I think I've said this several times, I've said it in the recorded version of the program I've got, is that the gut is like a second brain in the solar plexus area, and it links with the will, and it can help us make decisions. And we're actually tuning into the kind of caveman element of ourselves, which is there from eons ago when people made decisions with their gut more. Have you had a feeling to try something and you're not sure why? That's another sort of sign of an intuition coming in. Or did you feel like you needed to switch something off? Like you've left the house, thought, damn it, I might have left that on. Go back and sure enough, you left it on. Why would you suddenly randomly think about that? That could be your intuition. And I'm just saying, but it could be spirit guides that work with us. I know that I have some of that going on. Or might I say our higher self, which has a sort of 360-degree view of things, and it's incredibly helpful to tap into it. And also another one is before the phone rings, does anyone come to your mind? You know, you might suddenly have someone come into your mind, and then the phone rings, and blow me, it's that person. I've had that happen to me once or twice, like twice in a day, and I was like, no, I can't believe it. And it's kind of, I believe it's tapping into telepathy. So that's really, really interesting. That's my personal opinion anyway. Or just call it intuition. And also another one that I've added in is, do you see recurring numbers? Like 333, 222, I don't know. It could be any, of the 10 numerals really, or 9 numerals, I should say. Or even 000, but 1 to 9. Because they can mean something. I mean, if you Google that, you'll see that people have allotted meanings to them. But I would just say that if you suddenly look at, say, your clock on your car and it says, 222, 2, I believe, can mean R2, like, we're together kind of thing. It could be a reference like you're part of the universe and this is a reminder for you. Or likewise with any of the other numbers, and some people say they link to angels. And also, have you had predictive dreams? Now, we really are sort of wandering more into the realms of intuition. I certainly have done in the past, and it comes and goes and ebbs and flows. Oh, hi, Joe. Long time no see. Great to see you. I'll put this in the group, and if you want to join in, do join it or ask me for the link. So things like good things and bad things, to be honest, I have had both at times. But if you tend to get predictive dreams, that's your intuition working as well. And it can be your guides, I believe, as well. And are you drawn to certain colours? That's another sign. And my personal belief, having done a bit of colour work, is that the colour, unfortunately, I've just got black. That is a bit miserable. But I am normally drawn quite specifically to colours. And I'll think, hi, that's great to see. I really feel like wearing blue sometimes, or green, or pink. I had an amethysty purple day the other day. Just honour that. I would say go with that flow, because that probably means we need more of that colour. I definitely don't need black, so I shouldn't be wearing it. We need more of that colour in the aura. And colour, there is kind of something called colour healing. And, you know, blue might help with the throat, red might help with the root chakra, green might help, or pink with the heart, indigo pink with, because I really had a pink day the other day, might help with this, third eye. White or purple might help with the crown chakra, like we were talking about balancing the chakras yesterday. So pick one maybe that you're really fond of, and it's just a thought, but you could randomly have a test and do a week where you wear a different colour every day of the week. I think we can make up 7 colours, and then just see how you felt at the end of the day. It's just a thought. Same, going back to the oils, go with what oil you actually are drawn to. I mean, I've got, I don't know how many, maybe 40 up there, and in my healing room. And when I did my training course for aromatherapy, the teachers just were really great with it. They said, go with what you're drawn to, because we had to do case studies. We needed to do about, a lot, 20 or something. And she just said, I want you to try all the ones that you've got and just try combinations. So go with what you're drawn to. And if you have clients, often they are attracted to what they need. So it's just a thought on intuition that way. Also flowers, and are you drawn to particular flowers, and batch flowers as well. Those flowers that you're drawn to, could you have a look at batch flowers and see, are they included in any of the batch flowers? It could be that batch flower remedy, which is a sort of homeopathic type remedy, a tincture really, could be something that we need. So we have this kind of like the gut feeling, the second sense that you can develop. And sometimes, rather than think with the brain, you know, using our intuition will bring in other help for us. I've also got a course I run. I mean, it's only Joe watching. Great to see you, Joe. And I do a course called Gifts of the Spirit. So I'm not good at selling, but it's a really amazing course. I think it's over, I did it over 2 days, and it's got lots of meditation in. And we look at clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience. We use kind of muscle memory and practice, and we develop intuition, and we look at our senses, and it's really interesting. But the meditation brings in quite a lot more. Funny you should be here, Joe, because I'll never forget that time we did that meditation. You were like blown away by that, because I think it was really relevant to you at the time. So anyway, I've run through, that's about 15, 16 minutes. I was going to mention if anyone can be bothered to do all 3 challenges and write to me with your answers, and there's no right or wrong answer really for loads of it, but if you did make that effort and you live in Great Britain, I'm afraid I'm not going to post anything much to Europe or America, but you would have these cards. Oh God, I've thrown loads of them on the floor. That's really unfortunate. The De-Stress You cards and booklet, which comes with it, and a Wheel of the Year plaque like that, which hangs up. 4 beautiful postcards and envelopes I've created, and possibly soap and potpourri, which I'd throw in. So that would be a goodwill gesture. As long as you maybe did a nice testimonial, that would be great. So if there was more than one person, what I would be doing probably is picking like the answer I thought was going to help the most people. So I would also possibly, what I'll do is do an overview of the De-Stress You training one more time as well, and I'll be offering, with this manual, I'd offer some discounts. This is normally £21.99, but I'd offer it, say, 20% off, which is £17. And it's like 80, I hate to do selling, I'm rubbish at it, but you know, it's about 83 pages of information and colour illustrations and things, and that's got my entire course in it. So that is probably all I was going to wrap it up a bit earlier. Had a heck of a 2 days, to be honest. I've been to London and to Kent and to Sunbury, Surrey, with personal stuff going on, but it's been great. And I saw my son, which is lovely. Fabulous to see you, Joe. And anyone else that sees this on catch up, I think what I'll do tomorrow, roughly the same time, I'll try and do it at 7 actually, that's my normal time, is kind of wrap up and just summarise little things from the course. It's basically what I ran in 2023, but I've added a few things. Oh, what I'm going to do, I forgot, is the positive affirmations. So I'm going to go through that. Maybe that's why you're here, Jo, and you might need to hear them or do them with me. So what I'll do is, if we relax, it's just to follow through, and you follow me and do it as I'm doing it. Sorry, I'll just have a swig of tea. I'm going to go through those 7 chakras, starting from the root up to the crown, and I'm going to say positive affirmations. I'm actually looking at myself at the camera. What you could do if you got hold of these chakra affirmations, and I believe they'll be in one of the De-Stress You groups, so you can rerun this and write it down if you wanted to. Say it to yourself in the mirror, and you can do it daily. I once did it over a week, and I do feel a little bit more positive. And their kind of affirmations are about, oh, Jo, you'll know all about this, about positive thinking, bringing in positive energy. And again, it's sort of like, well, kind of links with de-stressing and links with intuition, our subject today. So let's start. If we get ourselves comfortable and take a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. Sorry, in through the nose, out through the mouth. That's it. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And with the root, I am safe in the world around me. You can repeat it after me. I am safe in the world around me. I belong in this world and I am part of Gaia, Mother Earth. I belong in this world and I am part of Gaia, Mother Earth. Oh, and I put my hand on each of the chakras, so I'm currently at the root, which is kind of the perineum area there. I seek balance and harmony in my life. I seek balance and harmony in my life. And we're on to the sacral, which is just two fingers below the belly button, about there. I enjoy my life now. I accept myself just as I am now. So I enjoy my life now. I accept myself just as I am now. I do deserve happiness. I do deserve happiness. I trust I am loved. I trust I am loved. I approach my life with joy. I approach my life with joy. Then we're on to the solar plexus, and that's here, tummy. I am successful and release my creative energy into this reality effortlessly. I can barely say it. I am successful and release my creative energy into this reality effortlessly. I am confident in all that I do. I am confident in all that I do. And then the heart, the one in the middle. Remember, there's the 3 lowers and then the 3 upper chakras and the heart in the middle. I am open to love, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm open to love, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I forgive myself. I love myself, and I am wanted and loved. I forgive myself. I love myself, and I am wanted and loved. I am peaceful. I am peaceful. And for the throat, I am wise, intuitive, and aligned with my highest goals. Sorry, didn't say that well. I am wise, intuitive, and aligned with my highest goals. And then the third eye, here. I think the very best of myself in all the situations at all times. I think the very best of myself in all the situations at all times. I am open to know my inner guidance and deepest wisdom. I am open to know my inner guidance and deepest wisdom. And finally onto the crown. Remember that fontanelle bit there when we were a baby and it closes, and that's the crown going to the cosmic and universe energy, and it comes through us there. I am open and expanded. I expand my idea of what is possible. I am open and expanded. I expand my idea of what is possible. And as I expand my ideas of what is possible, I help to bring it in. As I expand my ideas of what is possible, I help to bring it in. That's it. Oh, actually, I've got a bit more on the crown. I am open and expanded. I am open and expanded. I expand my idea of what is possible. Hang on, I just repeated myself. Just repeated myself. Sorry, Joe, and anyone that's watching. It's been a long week. Sorry, I was just repeating. For some reason, I've got repetition in there. So, just so you know, that's the third and final task. We've looked at, at the beginning, we looked at stress and what the causes are. Just run through it really quickly, Joe and anyone else. And we looked at, right, what are our top 3 stresses? I'll go into this a bit more tomorrow. And then we looked at day 2, we looked at the chakras in a bit more detail and like the links to the body, the areas they link to. And then day 3, we've just looked at intuition and we did a choice of 3 cards. But if you go back, Joe, and have a look, I'd love to know if out of autumn, water, or rainbow, which you like. And if you watch, it's got to be one. And if you watch, it'll say what the message is. It's just like a bit of fun, really. But with serious connotations, because people are able to get quite a lot of guidance from cards, especially a bigger reading, like, you know, a proper tarot one or something. So it's been brilliant fun. I'll have a quick recap tomorrow, probably 7 to 7:30, and I'll hopefully see you then. And tomorrow, I believe, is Beltane, which is kind of a real big celebration with the Celts and the ancient tribes and people in the UK and across lots of Europe of Beltane, which is an amazing celebration for spring. So, and what amazing weather we are having. I cannot complain at all. Anyway, cool to see you, Joe. You take care. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.